Hi, welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful week and you're ready for another talk. This week we talk about holidays with children. I know it might be something very stressful and hard to prepare and organize, etc. But I think I have a few ideas on how to do it the best way. So stick around. Let's talk. And let's talk holidays. We all love holidays, and now that most countries are starting to open up and having more options on the card, a lot of people, a lot of families are now planning their next holiday. Which sometimes, if you have very young children like myself, it can be a little bit daunting and it can be a difficult task because not all places are uh, friendly or family friendly. Um, some places are not good for children at all. And obviously, if you are going on holidays, you want to keep your children entertained as well because they should enjoy it as much as you do. That's what I think. So, there's a few things that we need to do in order to accommodate everyone and have a good holiday. Otherwise, I think you will turn in an absolute disaster, which none of us want. So, first of all, and this is obviously my personal opinion, there will be a lot of people out there that might disagree with me. Once again, if you are there and if you disagree or if you agree, please comment below. um, for me, one of the main things I think is choose wisely. If we choose wisely our holidays, our destination, what we are going to do, and prepare the whole trip uh, properly, I think we have more chances of having a great holiday without any mishaps along the way. For example, choose the type of holiday that your children would like as well. Because once you have children, I don't think you can go for those holidays that you had when you didn't have children, um, and do all those things, maybe uh, exploring, certain places and going to certain types of restaurants and things like that, because obviously it won't be, maybe it won't be appropriate for children, and it would be hard to go to certain places with children. So once you have children, you also have to include them. So you have to, and in my view, you have to include the holiday in your children and you have to see what your children would like to do, what's age appropriate for your children. Of course, if you have uh, teenagers, you can do different things than if you have a toddler or if you have a preschooler like myself. So be inclusive, choose activities that they like to do, and so we can um, kind of mix a little bit. So you have your activities and you have their activities. So there's a time that it's mommy and daddy having something that they like, and another time that they have what they like to do. So try to mix it all up a little bit and have a little bit for them as well. And obviously, and that's the main thing, include them, be inclusive of them. Because if you're just thinking about what you like, then obviously it will end up in disaster because your children will be bored, they won't feel stimulated, and they will feel obviously bored, such as you would if you were going to a place where people were doing things that you really don't enjoy, and you have to be there just for the sake of it. Just I think if we think this way and if we try to put it this way, it's easier for us to understand um, how our children would feel. So try to put ourselves a bit on their shoes, I guess, is the thing here. For example, for me, if you send me on a holiday, on one of those shopping holidays, that it's all about going to shopping centers and shopping, I would be bored to that. I would be desperately trying to get out of there because I hate shopping. So, obviously, if you're going to do something that you may love it, But if your children want love, they will be bored. And whilst an adult may express that boredom in another way, and they may actually stay for the sake of the whole group and all that, children react differently. And one of those reactions may be a little bit of misbehavior, attitude, and things like that, that we obviously don't want. So then we also have to be mindful of others. And I know I am a parent, and I know that sometimes that's something that I see doesn't happen. Obviously, if we going to a place that we know our child is going to be bored and our child is not going to enjoy it, maybe it's not a very good idea to book that place in the first place. Yes, I will have a lot of people maybe attacking me. Please, if you disagree with me, comment. It's all good. Um, but I think that if you know that it's not going to be enjoyable for your child, obviously your child is going to get to a point that they will be bored and they will show you that they are bored by, mommy, let's get out of here. Mommy, I want to play. Mommy, I want this. Mommy or daddy, I want this. I want that. And they will make noise. And obviously, it might be a little bit unpleasant for other guests in the place. So I think it's something that as a parent I think is very important is first be mindful of my child and be mindful of what is good and what will be a pleasant experience for her, but also be mindful of other people that may not have children and may be paying for enjoying their holidays as much as I am. So I think it's a balance. I think we need to establish that balance and, first of all, um, put ourselves in other people's shoes, put ourselves in our children's shoes, and see what we would like to do if we were them. Of course, we're not going to go and have a 2 weeks holiday on a playground because basically that's what they like to do. But we can include some activities that have playground activities. For example, going to museums is very good for kids. For smaller kids, they are good activities because they learn a lot and they get interested in all those activities. And most museums these days, they have little things that they show that they cater for kids, and kids are really interested in it. And apart from the whole activity, the whole fun of going to a museum and maybe see a huge skeleton of a dinosaur or something else like that, they can also learn. And that's interesting because it's always a way of also educating them and teaching them something and getting them interested in science and getting them interested in history. For example, going for if you are lucky enough to be in Europe and having all those ruins of ancient civilizations, showing those to your kids, and so they can see how people used to live 2000 years ago. That's how I actually got my love for the Roman Empire and the love for history that I've got. It was like that. From an early age, I started going and visiting those places and getting interested in how those people used to live. So I grew up to love all of this. So if you do that with your kids, it may be interesting for you if you like history, if you like all these type of holidays, and it obviously will be interested for or interesting for your kids as well. So it cannot it can't be always a playground, and it doesn't have to be. It can be things that also are good for you that you like to do, but that you can incorporate your kids and you can be prepared to show them things that actually stimulate them and teach them things and getting them involved. I think if you get your kids involved, they will actually stay and they will have a great holiday and it will be a great time for everyone. That's what I think. I think if we choose, and that's why I say choose wisely, choosing a way that it's good for everyone, but especially it's a way that um, will make memories for our kids. And I think this type of holiday where you go to a museum. I remember I went to Queensland with my daughter and I took her to a museum and she was amazed because we were looking at this exhibit that had artifacts from the Roman Empire, and she was completely um, stunned by looking at all of that as much as me because I love it. And she was really, really interested in it. And she was only 3. So it's not like just because they're small, they're not going to like it. They will. They will like it and they will actually be interested in learning about things like that. So be open minded, be open minded, and think that your children will love it too. And that's all for today. I hope you really liked this talk about holidays with your children. I think, and I hope that it gave you a little bit of a few ideas that you can actually use. And open your mind for another perspective, and hopefully everything goes well and your next holiday you all enjoy it and you have lots of memories to share in the future. um, Obviously, if you have an experience, if you have an idea for great holidays with kids, please share. We all want to know about it. Or if you obviously disagree and you think that I might be wrong in my position, please share as well, because I think it is important that we share ideas and we have uh, different points of view discussed. So it's a way that everyone grows, everyone has a different view, and it might open their horizons for different opinions, and maybe they may even change their views and may change their position and grow with it. I think that's how we all grow, I think, and learn. So please share, and put a like on the video, the YouTube algorithm, and the whole story. And subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a talk every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Have a good one. Bye.